Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another episode of HeatPressNation Live. My name's Jared. I got two cameras going on today. So what's up to all of you guys on Facebook and YouTube? And then what's up to all of you guys and girls and everybody over there on Instagram? Yes, we are streaming to 3 different locations today, and I'm very excited about that. Of course, today's Black Friday. Of course, we're gonna go all out, which is really cool. So earlier today, I announced a bunch of the new sale items that we have on sale today. But right now, in this live episode, I do have a giveaway at the end, so stay tuned. But in this live episode, I did want to go over something very important. We're going to be talking about growing pains, choosing the right heat press for your booming business or your blooming business. Both actually really work, because if you're booming, then you're blooming. If you're blooming, then you're booming, you know? Here at HeatPressNation, we have this philosophy where we don't believe in that there's one single heat press that's best for everybody. What we believe is that there's the best heat press for you. That's what we're gonna be talking about today. We got a lot of ground to cover and not a lot of time. And I say that, it's only partially true. The reason why I say that is because I talk a lot. So if I tell myself that we're short on time, then I'll kind of make it more concise for everybody. But do me a favor, shout me out. Where are you tuning in from? We got Michelle saying hi. T-Town says, let's go big money, no whammy. Oh, is that from Price is Right? Jacqueline says hi. Miguel says hello from New Jersey. Jack in Mexico Gaming says hello. Sway says hi. Christina says hi. I'm doing all the shout outs. What's up, everybody? Plans Established LLC says, what's up, Home Slice? Orange, California. Hey, you're just down the freeway. Nice. Annette says, hi from Alabama. Happy Black Friday. Happy Black Friday to you. And also, my heart, thoughts and prayers go out to everybody who is working retail today. Man, maybe your shift is over already. Maybe you're about to go in for the evening shift. I salute you. That's incredible. I'm going to try to load up my Facebook because I want to see what's up to all my Facebook buddies. Oh, nope. I forgot my Facebook password, so that's not going to happen. Maybe we can, oops. There we go. Okay. So, real quick, Alex, I think you have my Facebook password. If you do, can you log me into that one? Thanks. Alex has my Facebook password. Alex could destroy my life right now if he really wanted to. He could just log into my Facebook. Oh, no, he doesn't? Okay, well, I don't remember it, so we're going to have to figure something out. Maybe log into somebody else's Facebook on there. Okay, yeah, I thought he had it. Well, that's actually a relief. So that way, you know, Alex could really cut me deep there with my Facebook. Jill says, I forget my password daily. LOL, don't feel bad. Thank you. I actually appreciate that. Brandon is saying, any deals in the Sawgrass printers? Yes, there are. So I did talk about them earlier today, but you know, I'm just gonna go over it really quick. And trust me, there's a lot of material today. In a good way, in a good way. You got Facebook? Let me, if I may. Thank you. Okay, so we do got Facebook here. I want to say what's up to everybody. Here we go. We got my pal, Steve, what is up? Jesse Gibson, the old pal. We got Donna Howard. Man, lots of familiar faces here today. Heather says, hello from South Carolina. Chandra's coming in from Spring, Texas. Virginia from New York. George is saying hello from Indio, California. Very cool. I'm so happy to have all of you guys joining us today. If you have any questions at all, I'm going to be dual wielding the iPads today. But if you have any questions at all, please feel free to put it in the comments below. If we have any cool comments on Instagram, Ronnie, just wave me down and ask them. That's going to be really cool. I'm really excited to be on Instagram Live today, which is pretty rad. Someone was asking about the Sawgrass deals, and I'm just going to share them with you because I think they're very important. Sawgrass. I know what it is. Sawgrass went on sale. They've been on sale the earliest. So from Monday, Sawgrass has been anywhere from like $50 to $75 off, depending on what printer kit you get. But we launched a very, very cool promo today for Black Friday. And if you order a new Sawgrass SG500 or SG1000 printer, you're going to get a $75 HPN gift card. Now, there's a few disclaimers we want to put on there. First of all, the gift card is valid for 60 days. So, you know, even if somebody gets it for Christmas, they're going to have another month after that to still cash in on that gift card. Also, the Sawgrass, it's only going to apply to Sublegit and Easy Subli ink. Chromoblast is excluded. And the $75 gift card promotion when you buy a new Sawgrass printer, that promotion ends Monday night at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm sorry, we're the nicest people in the world over here. I think we're one of the nicest, coolest retailers of heat presses out there. But there's a few things that we do have to stick to our guns to. The first thing, once something is sold out or once the promotion ends for an item, it's over. Any restocks are going to be at the full price. And then, for example, this promo is valid until 11:59 p.m. Monday night. If your internet goes out right when you're about to click finish order and it doesn't come back on until the next day, I'm sorry. We really want to do our best, but that's why I'm telling you about this now, so you don't have to wait till the last minute. You can get your orders in as soon as possible. Okay, we got a lot of ground to cover, like I said. So we're gonna load up our slideshow and I'm gonna head over to the table, the magic table. Come on with me, Instagram. I feel like sometimes Mr. Rogers, you know how he would ask us, he'd be like, come on, neighbor. And then he had like a special place, like his special seat where he would like change his shoes and stuff and do all that stuff. I feel like that sometimes when I come over to the table. All right, so we're gonna be talking about choosing the right heat press for your business. And by the way, at the end of today's broadcast, I am giving away 10 $50 Supacolor gift cards. These are gonna be good for $50 off your next Supacolor order, which is really exciting. We're giving away 5 on YouTube, 5 on Facebook. So my Instagram homies, I really, really genuinely love you guys, but you're gonna have to head on over to YouTube or Facebook if you want to win. So otherwise, keep watching, have fun. But if you want to win at the end of the broadcast, make sure you're either on our YouTube or Facebook live streams, because that's where we're giving away 10, 50. We're going to give away $500 worth of Supacolor today, which is really exciting. So anyways, so we're talking about choosing the right heat press for your business. And so if we got slide 1 up, of course, blah, blah, blah. There are 4 things to consider. Now, before we even get into the 4 things to consider, I got to tell you guys, and I'm just going to go here because I have my notes here. We're just going to do this. Easier, right? Again, the first thing we got to tell you even before we go into our 4 topics to consider is that there's no best heat press for everybody. There's just the best heat press for you. For you. You. 2 cameras. Who do I talk to? It's only the best heat press for you. Now, that being said, well, how do I find out what the best heat press is for me? There are 4 things to consider. The first one is gonna be the size. And truth be told, there's even more things to consider if you really wanna get down into the minutia of it. But these are the 4 like top things. Once you figure out these 4, you're probably gonna find your right press. If you have additional questions, like let's say you've already considered the 4 things we're about to tell you, and if you still have questions, do me a favor, give me a call. 800-215-0894. You can talk to me, you can talk to another one of our really awesome sales representatives, and they can help get additional information from you. They can talk to you, we can kind of go over the different options to make sure that you have the right heat press for you. But the 4 things we're gonna talk about: size, design, features, and volume. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is size. And here we have a few things. Now for this, we have 2 presses. Actually, we have 3. I have here with me, I have my 13 by 9 inch Craft Pro slide out drawer. I love this pup. Slightly bigger, I have a 12 by 15, also a Craft Pro. And then over here, we got the big, and I'm gonna stand out of the way so Instagram, you guys could see it. I have my big hunker over here. I have my 16 by 24 inch heat press. So yeah, there's and believe it or not, they actually get bigger than that. So there's a lot of things that you wanna consider with your sizes. And to kind of help us illustrate that, these here on the table, these are some of the most common sizes of transfers that you're gonna find. First things first, these are common transfers that you're gonna find on a sublimation printer. Your Sawgrass SG500 is gonna print a maximum of 8.5 by 14. So this is actually a pretty good size. People always ask, like, is that big enough for t-shirts? I don't know, you tell me. This t-shirt that I'm wearing is a XXX t-shirt. This is an all style, or now it's an American Apparel because they rebranded. It's an American Apparel 1301. It's a big t-shirt, loose fit, XXX. And I think if I printed something this big, I think it would be okay. If I did it horizontally, that's a lot of chest coverage. I mean, if you look at this graphic right here, this measures like, I wanna say this is a 11.5 by 2.5 inch transfer. You could easily get that done. You could print like 2 or 3 of them on an 8.5 by 14 inch print. So you wanna consider how big you're gonna be printing. Now, 8.5 by 14, unfortunately, it's not gonna fit on this little 13 by 9. So you might be asking, well, why would I even want to press this small? Maybe you're not pressing gigantic t-shirts for big guys like me. Maybe you're pressing, some of the most popular things to press on a press of this size are gonna be kids' clothes, even adult clothes up to a certain size transfer, doggy clothes, which are the cutest things, but doggy clothes are on there. And then you have specialty items like Christmas ornaments. A lot of sublimation blanks, the flat blanks, are gonna be smaller than this. You can do like photo panels. For example, right here we have and I brought the ruler because I don't wanna guess. This is 8 by 8. This is an 8 by 8 photo panel. It'll just barely fit on there, but it'll fit. So you wanna consider the size of things that you're gonna be pressing. Again, I was talking, these are like sublimation transfer. We have 11 by 17, 13 by 19 here. And then going into like our Supacolor transfer, the biggest Supacolor transfer, oh, I forgot that these are all like not together. I'm totally gonna make a mess here, you guys, forgive me. This is a Supacolor A3. This is big. Again, I am big, and this is more than enough coverage, so you know this is big. You know, an A3 is 7 by 16.5 inches. Pretty doggone big. Now this is too big for my 12 by 15 press. So obviously if I'm doing a lot of this size, a lot of oversized graphics, pardon the mess, if I'm doing a lot of oversized graphics for, you know, big boys like me, the 12 by 15 is not gonna cut it. I'm gonna want a bigger one. So the first thing you wanna do is you wanna consider how big am I printing, how big are my graphics, how big are my garments, and then that'll let you know. General rule of thumb, if you're pressing a lot of XX or larger, I say go for like a 16 by 20. If you're pressing a lot of kids clothes, or if your whole business is just kids clothes, dude, save some money, just get the 13 by 9. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. By the way, this is on sale. That press is on sale. We got a lot of presses in a lot of sizes on sale. So you're thinking about your sizes, of course, common transfer size, and you're going to see it on the slide here, so I don't want to like read through all of it. I hate when people do PowerPoints and they just read. Like, you guys know how to read, I assume. So yeah, but for our Instagram pals, if you're doing like 8.5 by 11 inch prints, 9 by 12, 13 by 9, 12 by 15, that's all going to be perfect. Or you could look at it this way: up to an adult extra large, 15/15 is going to do fantastic. Once you get into doing a lot of double X's and larger, you want to go 16 by 20. So we got size out of the way, and I have more. By the way, I have a little bit more to say on size that we're going to get to in a little bit. But that's it for now. Now, next you have your design. You have your clamshells and you have your swing-aways. So when we're talking about design, that's what we're talking about, your clamshell or your swing-away. Which one do I pick? Now, in most cases, especially if we're comparing a slide-out to a swing-away, in most cases for garments, there is no difference. It is a personal preference. Some people like having a slide-out. Some people like having a swing away. So again, in most cases, it's just a personal preference. Which one do you like? Me personally, I like having the slide out more. I love the slide out, in fact. Now, where are their advantages? Okay, I'll tell you. If you have a little bit of counter space and you look at this swing away, not only do you have to have this much room, sorry, you guys are probably getting dizzy on Instagram. You guys not only have to have this much room, you have to have additional clearance to the side of the heat press and to the rear. So you have to think about, you have to have all this extra space over here around your heat press. So if you're tight on space, a swing away may not be the best choice for you. Whereas, and I'll let you guys catch up slowly, there we go. If you have a clamshell, you don't have to have any extra space to the side or to the rear because everything is right up front. And if you have one with a slide out drawer like the Craft Pro, then everything's just gonna be pulled out towards you. So it's a great space saver. That's an advantage of having a clamshell. Now, what about if we're not doing t-shirts? What if we go beyond t-shirts into sublimation, which is very possible? Now, I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna show you guys something. We have the exact same size panels. These are about 5/8 of an inch thick. These are sublimation wood photo panels. I'll show you one. They're very, very cool. Very, very cool. And I really, really, really dig them. I think these make incredible gifts. They look very, very, expensive is kind of a dumb word when you're describing how something looks. Like, oh, it looks expensive. Like, no. Like, yes, it does, but they look premium. They just look like a high quality. They do look expensive if we're being real. So when people display them either on their walls or wherever they're going to display them, it's a fantastic gift. I love these photo panels. Now, on a clamshell press, these can be rough to heat press. Now, I have the pressure loosened all the way, or hold on. Now it's all the way, right? I'm going to loosen the pressure all the way on this 13 by 9, right? And I think I just might barely get it to shut on. Yeah, actually, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So on a Craft Pro, on a clamshell like this, you're gonna get about a 1/2 inch of clearance on your heat press. And I had to loosen this thing like all the way. So if it was any thicker than this, it probably would not work. Now here's why things can get a little bit tough on a clamshell. Because things are getting lowered at an angle, the back of the press is gonna contact the blank before the front of the press does. So in some cases, now in this one, I think no, yeah. So if you were able to look at the side, even though it closed, just because it closes doesn't mean that it's gonna press it properly. What happens is the back is getting pinched and the front doesn't have enough pressure. Again, the reason is because it's closing at an angle, so the back is gonna hit before the front. Pressure is gonna be applied back here, not so much up here, which is a problem. In that case, what you could do is you could put like a t-shirt, you could take off the lower platen. People always ask, why don't you guys glue down your bottom plates? And this is exactly why. Well, this is one of the reasons why. You put a t-shirt down, and this is roughly a 1/2 inch. Actually, no, I'm just gonna No guessing, we're gonna find out for real today. This is actually closer to 1/3 of an inch thick. Now what that does is that gives me a little bit more clearance. So you can kind of, you can kind of tweak a clamshell to make it fit your thick items. I said that it fits up to 1/2 inch thick. This is actually 5/8, so it's just over 1/2 inch thick, this wood panel. So, it's possible. It's possible. If you have one of these, it's possible to sublimate thicker items on there. But what if you don't want to go through all that trouble? What if you just want to do a little twisty twist on the pressure knob and be ready? That's where the swing away comes in. See, what's cool about the swing away is if you'll notice, instead of the plate coming down at an angle, it goes straight up and down. Straight up and down. And because of that, it can accommodate thicker materials. Roughly, we can accommodate up to 1.5 inches, more or less, with the pad on. If you remove the pad, you can actually get clearance of about 2 inches. You can press an item roughly 2 inches thick, which is very thick. So we can actually, if we stack these too thick, which I don't even know anything that's really this thick. I have no reason to press anything that thick, but you never know. So we've loosened the pressure quite a bit on here, and I'm still able to get a nice press. With sublimation, you don't need heavy pressure. A nice medium pressure will do fine. But again, because the whole plate comes down up and down, the action is perfectly vertical. We don't have to worry about the back hitting first, the side hitting first. It's gonna give a nice, even pressure distribution. So what does that mean? What does that mean for you? So if you're gonna be heat pressing thick, rigid items like these wood photo panels, you will probably wanna get a swing away. If you know you're gonna be exclusive on garments, then it doesn't really matter. Me personally, for garments, I love a heat press with a good slide out drawer. Like, I'll take a slide out, this is me personally, all right? Like, you guys do whatever you want. I'll take a slide out drawer over auto open, over a pressure readout, over like a lot of other really cool features. Oh, I'll take a slide out drawer over an interchangeable bottom plate. Like, that's how much I think the slide out drawer is important. It makes pressing so much easier and safer. Look, I burned myself just making mashed potatoes yesterday. You know I'm gonna be burning myself on a heat press. That's just me, I'm clumsy, right? Okay, we got a lot of ground to cover and not a lot of time. By the way, we are running our Black Friday sale right now. If you already know everything there is to know on heat presses and you just want to stock up on stuff, this is the sale for you. We have a bunch of items on sale. So you can head on over to heat.press/sale. Once again, heat.press/sale. So we've talked about the size, we've talked about the design. Again, design feature, you see the slide out drawer there. There are other things too. I'm not gonna go too deep on it, but like we have the multifunction heat presses. Those are really cool if you're gonna be doing a little bit of everything. So I don't have one on stage here, but basically the way a multifunction press works is you see right here, on a multifunction heat press, this plate would be removable. So you'd remove it and then you would attach like a hat attachment. Got grease on me. You could attach a hat attachment or a plate attachment, or you would switch out attachments. You could plug in a little mug press, little side piece onto a little side, whatever you call it, carriage, onto it. You plug it into the brain. Multifunction heat presses, you can save money and space because you can press coffee mugs, hats, plates, t-shirts, all with one machine. Oh yes, by the way, sorry, gonna pause, time out really quick. We got some giveaways coming up. I'm gonna be giving away $500 worth of Supacolor transfers. 10 winners, 5 on Facebook, 5 on YouTube, sorry Instagram. At the end of the broadcast, make sure you're tuned in over there so you can find out. 5 winners on Facebook, 5 winners on YouTube. You guys are, all 10 winners are gonna win $50 towards our next Supacolor order. And I'm gonna be demoing some Supacolor right now. But yeah, so untime out or time in. So yeah, multifunction, basically it's great if you're doing a little bit of everything. If you're doing a lot of one thing, you probably want separate machines. And I'll tell you why. Let's say you have a multifunction heat press. When you're done pressing your t-shirts, you have to wait for the plate to cool down so you can remove it and swap in your hat attachment, wait for that to heat up and then press your hats. If you have 2 separate machines, you just turn one off, turn one on, when you're ready to rock and roll. So again, if you're doing a little bit of everything, get a multifunction. If you're doing a lot of bit of even one thing, it's best to invest in separate heat presses. Okay, next we're gonna talk about features. Now, features are really cool. Features do have a lot to do with the price of your heat press, but they also have a lot to do with your experience using that heat press. Now, if you're only pressing like 3 shirts a week, you're probably not gonna care for certain features. If you're pressing 300 shirts a day, bro, you're gonna have a big opinion on some of these features. So one of the main features that we're gonna talk about is SurePressure. And can I bring us back to this 1624? Yeah? Am I good? No. Yes. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna come over here real quick. I'm gonna move these for a second. We're already prepped for our demos over here, but I just wanna show you guys really quick what SurePressure is and how it works. So SurePressure is a pressure bookmark system. SurePressure does not indicate like PSI or anything like that. And here's what it is. So there's a dial right here that, you guys need, can you get it? You got it. Okay. There's a dial right here that as I adjust the pressure knob, the number on the dial changes. And what the heck is that even good for? I'll tell you. Right now, for example, I have a T-pad on it. So the pressure that I need when I'm using a T-pad is much different. Actually, I'll tune to the right pressure right now. I think I had it right. It was at like 46. No. So the pressure that I use when I have a T-pad is much different than the pressure that I use when I don't have a T-pad. And right now you see how I'm kind of going back and forth. I'm adjusting. I'm trying to figure out what the right pressure is to use when I have my T-pad. Well, what if I was switching between a T-pad every day? What if every day as part of my production run, I had to do presses with a pad and without one? There we go. That feels about right, but because I'm putting a sweatshirt on, I'm gonna loosen it up just a little bit more. That's beautiful right there. Okay. Excuse me. So what I have just found, and I'm pretty quick at dialing in pressure. I've been doing this for many moons, you guys. So what I found is that my T-pad pressure is 12. Well, later on, I'm done with my T-pad. Ow, that's really hot. Later on, I'm done with my T-pad, and this is way too loose. You know how I know it's loose? You see that? It's auto-releasing, but it's not popping up. By the way, fun fact, if your press is not opening, it's just there's not enough pressure on it, right? So now, what the heck? Without SurePressure, I'm gonna have to keep readjusting and readjusting my pressure and testing it out until I get to the right level. Let me see, is that enough? No, it's still a little too loose. Let's go to like 36, is that right? There we go. So now, every time I switch back and forth between different pressure settings, I would have to do that. I would have to guess. Now I'm a pro, I can go back and forth between settings without SurePressure fairly quickly. Now here's the problem. What if I have a new employee who's not a pro? What if they don't know how to go by feel like I do? Because I've pressed thousands upon thousands of shirts. With SurePressure, I could just say, hey, when you have the pad, dial back to 18, or what number was it, 16? I don't even remember. When you have the pad, I think it's 18. When you have the pad, dial it back to 18, right? Sorry. Let me put the pad back on. It's probably hot as heck. Yeah, ow, it is. Yeah, I think it's 16. When you have the pad, go to 16. When you don't have, I could just give them a number, or if you're still kind of new, once you dial in your pressure, just make a note. With a pad, 16, without a pad, 36, or whatever those numbers happen to be, and that's the beauty of SurePressure. So SurePressure, while it might not be one of those 100% necessary, and I'm gonna come back, sorry. Follow me, guys. So while SurePressure might not be one of those 100% necessary, like essential function items, dude, it's a very helpful, very beneficial function if you're always switching back and forth between pads and no pads, pillows, no pillows, or t-shirts and hoodies, t-shirts and jackets, t-shirts and socks with the insert. Like, if you're always changing your pressure, SurePressure is a great, great feature to have. Next, we have another cool feature, which you'll see in action right now, but auto open basically when you close a press, and well, you kind of just saw it right now. When you close a heat press on a manual machine like this Craft Pro, you know, when the timer reaches 0, you have to manually open it. Auto open is exactly how it sounds. When the timer reaches 0, the machine will automatically open up, which is very beneficial if you're doing something else, if you're preparing another transfer, if you're answering the phone, if your dog is taking a dump in the living room. Like, you don't have to worry about accidentally burning something. Now, you never want to leave the press unattended, but dude, life happens, man. So if life is happening right when your press is counting down to 0, auto open's gonna open it up. It'll keep your transfer safe. And it's just beneficial. Even if you're right there doing something else, it could pop up. You could finish taping or prepping a transfer or doing whatever it is that you're doing. Interchangeable platens. This is a feature that's very, very popular on some of the more expensive presses like the Stahls, Geonite. I think even Hicks has like interchangeable platens. Interchangeable platens are really cool for specialty products. For example, Stahls has a platen for their big 16x20 presses that'll press the front and inside neck label of your shirt at the same time. It's called the tag-along platen. It's like $400, but it saves you a press. And when you're multiplying, you know, a step by 300 shirts a day, that's a lot of time saved. Trust me, it's worth it. There's another platen they have to press the bottom of a hat bill, which again, if that's your business, it's worth it. Not everybody needs that, but there are certain specialty interchangeable platens that are very, very helpful. For the 15x15 signature swing away, we have a shoe platen, which allows you to press the sides and tops of most shoes. Very, very cool. Again, if your business is customizing sportswear and sports apparel, that shoe attachment actually allows you to customize cleats. Very, very cool addition. Very good thing to add to your business. So there's lots of, for different presses. Now, I'll tell you this, a lot of the entry and mid-level heat presses are not gonna have interchangeable platens. Mostly it's found on either your multifunctions. For the Signature series, it's gonna be the Signature 1515 swing. And then it's gonna be on the more expensive presses. Okay, another feature I wanna cover quickly. This is not 100% necessary for everybody. If you're into DTG or anything with liquid inks, not sublimation, liquid inks, you're probably gonna need a press that's threadable. And what do I mean by that? And by the way, threadability is a feature you're not gonna find on a heat press until you get into roughly the $1,000 mark. Just a heads up. So basically when you're, and this is my shirt, by the way. So basically when you're working with a t-shirt, you just put it on top. So both the front and the back are getting pressed, right? That's how we press like all of our t-shirts here, whether it's vinyl, sublimation, whatever, it doesn't matter. Now what threadability means is that you open up the shirt and you actually load it, oh, I'm messing everything up here. You actually load it onto the bottom plate. So that way you're only pressing one side at a time. Now threadability, again, I've been pressing vinyl, I've been pressing lots of stuff for years. And the only time I found threadability absolutely necessary is in a wet ink application where you don't want the ink to seep through to the bottom half, or if you're pressing the front and back in a wet ink application or an application where you don't want to double press something, that's when you would need threadability. So it's not totally necessary. If you're doing like vinyl and sublimation, things like that, you don't need threadability. But again, if you do happen to be working with a transfer that you're pressing the front and back of a shirt and each side cannot be double pressed, that's when you want to consider threadability. Another thing you do is just press put a pressing pillow inside your shirt. And then the last feature that I do want to talk about really quick before we move on to number 4 is pneumatic. Pneumatic just is a nice word for saying air powered. So this is really important if you're getting into a high production situation. Like I said, there's a manual opening. Even if you have an auto open heat press, you're going to manually be closing your press, right? It's not a heavy physical effort when you're doing like 20 shirts. When you're doing 100 shirts and you have to do that 100 times a day, you'll feel it. I guarantee it. When you get into like wild production and you're heat pressing 200, 300 times a day. Maybe your graphics require 2 presses per shirt. You're doing 200 shirts. That's 400 presses. dude, you're gonna feel 400 presses, even with auto open. So what a pneumatic press is you connect an air compressor to your heat press, and with a push of a button, and then automatically when your timer reaches 0, opens and closes. Completely automatic, close to 0 physical effort to, actually there is 0 physical effort because you just push a button and then the press closes on its own, opens on its own. So that is, I mean, don't get me wrong. You could, if you have the money, do it for your, hobby, as a hobby. Like, that's cool. I'll sell it to you. No problem, right? But typically, if you're saying like, who needs that feature? Businesses with high levels of production where operator fatigue is a real issue, that's who needs a pneumatic heat press. So if that's you, if your business saying, man, I'm gonna be doing hundreds of shirts a day, you're probably gonna wanna invest in a pneumatic heat press. Okay, and then the last thing we're gonna be talking about, and by the way, just to kind of recap, we're talking about things you consider when you're buying a new heat press. So we've already covered 3. We've talked about size. We've talked about size. What did we talk about? We talked about size, design and features. My mind's blanking, man. I'm still in like a little turkey hangover. Size, design, and features. And before we close today, by the way, at the end of this broadcast, I'm gonna be giving away $500 worth of Supacolor transfers. We're gonna be giving away 5 on YouTube and 5 on Facebook. So if you're watching on Instagram, make sure you hop on over to YouTube and Facebook so you can have a chance to win. So we have that giveaway coming up in just a few minutes. I'm almost done, believe it or not. So the last thing you want to consider is your volume, and not like sound level volume, but how much stuff you're pressing on average. So you'll see it there, like if you're doing like around 20 pieces a day, and this is 20 pieces per day averaged for the week. I know some people, you press like 100 shirts on a Saturday and that's it for the week. So when we say 20 pieces a day, average throughout the week, meaning you're pressing anywhere from 100 to 140 pieces per week. Split up 20 pieces per day, whatever, however you want to look at that. That's going to be like Impress Craft Pro. These presses are entry-level presses, not because they're poor in quality, but more like because of the price. We crammed a ton of amazing features, a solid build construction on this. Now, you might be saying, well, how come it can't do 100? Let me give you guys a little example. The other day, I saw somebody attach a tow hitch onto their sedan. It must have been like a Corolla Camry type car. It was not a truck, I'll tell you that. They had attached a tow hitch and they had a small trailer that they were pulling. And I thought to myself, like, that can't be right. Like, I know you can attach a tow hitch to a Toyota Corolla, but like, you're gonna put a lot of strain on that engine. Like, that's not what it's built for. Especially if you're towing heavy stuff like that car, it's not gonna last. And not that the Corolla is a bad car, it's a fantastic car. It's just not designed for that kind of workload. So when you put 500 shirts a day through a Craft Pro, it's not that the Craft Pro can't handle it because it's a bad press, it's just not designed for that kind of workload. So if your workload is something like a small business you're starting up, again, averaging for the week 20 shirts a day. So that means, yes, even if you're doing 100 shirts on a Saturday, dude, Craft Pro, beautiful. But what about when you're doing a little bit more and you want a t-shirt press that can handle a heavier workload? Once you get into about 20 to 50 pieces a day, again, averaged for the week, that's when you want to start looking into something like a Black Series. A Black Series does have a more sturdy build construction. And then once you get into like 50 to 100 pieces per day, this is a more heavy duty workload. That's when you want to consider the Signature Series or the Signature Series Pro. And that's because, again, as the presses, you go up in price, you do go up in quality. That's one thing I love about heat pressing is that you get what you pay for. Meaning if a press is a little bit more expensive, usually it has extra features and a stronger build quality, able to handle a heavier workload. And then once you break past 100 shirts a day on average, even if you're there a little bit sooner, if you're headed there, that's when you're going to want to consider what we call a commercial grade heat press. That's going to be your Stahl's Hottronics. It's going to be your Geonite, which those things are built like tanks. Hicks, Insta, the American made, we call them like premium heat presses. that's when you're gonna wanna get into one of those. Again, if you're averaging per day for the week around 100 plus t-shirts, you're gonna want a machine that can handle that heavy workload, something that's designed to take a beating like that. And then depending on your situation, you could at any point, even if you're starting off, you're making 5 shirts a day, you could start off with the Stahls Electronics. I won't stop you. I'll be happy to sell it to you. But if you want to know, like, well, what does my business truly need? Like, what's the minimum that I need to support this business? That's where you can bring in these guidelines. And then lastly, the pneumatic heat presses. Like, the pneumatic heat presses, like, again, Hicks and Insta, they have great pneumatic presses. So do Stahls and Hottronics, by the way. Once you're over 250 pieces a day, you want a pneumatic press. Trust me, save your back, save your shoulders. I mean, unless you want to double it up as like a workout program, then, stick with the manual, but you're gonna want a pneumatic press. And then if you have more questions, I'm gonna pull out the iPads right now and take a bunch of questions, but you can always learn more at heat.press/buyer's guide. And if you look at that ashy elbow in that slide, it's mine. All right, so let me grab the iPads. I'm gonna get some questions, and don't worry, we still have one demo to do, but let me see what kind of questions we got. Oh, these iPads are so hot. I left them near the heat. That was a dumb idea. All right, so really quick, coming in from Facebook, let's see what we got. Do we got any good questions on there if you want to scroll through?
Yes, actually.
Oh, cool.
One question that keeps coming up a lot is, are any of the mug and tumbler presses going to go on sale?
So I'm just gonna rip that Band-Aid off right now. No. To my knowledge, none of the mug and tumbler presses are going on sale. My apologies. I love them. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for those. I got my list and they're not on there. I'm sorry. I feel so guilty. Why do you make me feel bad having to answer that question? I'm just kidding.
And then I have another question.
Oh, go for it.
They'd like to upgrade their printer, but they want to know what is the return window for HeatPressNation. That's
a great question. So we actually recently revamped our return window to make it easier than ever to buy equipment from HeatPressNation. So we now have a 45-day return period on nearly all of our products. I want to say like 90-something% of our products has a 45-day return period on there, printers included. Now here's what you want to consider about the printers. If you use more than 50% of your ink, we do have to charge you for the ink. So again, if you get your printer, you can actually test it out. But if the ink levels on any cartridges dip below 50%, we gotta charge you for the ink. And a full set of ink for like an SG500 is about $308. And that'll be deducted from your refund. So just keep that in mind. What we don't want is people to take advantage and go ham, empty out the ink cartridges and then send it back, because then we have to replace the ink cartridges. So we understand it does take a little bit of ink to even get the printer set up. You gotta prime the lines, that takes ink. So as long as the printer has 50% or more, we're not even gonna charge you a restocking fee. All you gotta do is just pay return shipping, and you can send it back and we'll get you a full refund minus your return shipping, as long as you have all of the packaging, all of the original packaging, the paperwork, all that stuff. Please make sure you have all of it, the foam inserts, everything. If you have all that stuff and your ink cartridges are above 50%, then yes, we will give you a full refund. Also, you're probably gonna end up using some paper with it. I believe we deduct for paper. So paper is not expensive. It's like 18 bucks for a pack. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, we do have a 45-day return period, so we're really happy to help you out in that regard. You got any more questions on there? That was a good one.
And then the last one, Live Free Print says, will you be doing a video on printers, like a printer's buyer's guide?
Ooh, that is a great question. I hope so. If we don't already have that in the works, like if we're not already writing that script, we should be. That's a really great idea.
Yep, and I recommend, just go ahead and subscribe to our channel, and we just, turn on your notifications, and we just tend to post on a weekly basis on there.
That's Ronnie. Actually, what's funny? I don't think I don't know if these guys in this microphone can hear you. But anyways, yeah, Ronnie was just saying, to stay up to date, like make sure you sign up for like notifications, YouTube, Instagram, text notifications. You could text the word HEAT, so 20198. I am giving some stuff away in a few minutes. I'm gonna do a little Q&A. We're gonna do a demo, and then I'm gonna give away $500 worth of Supacolor transfers on Instagram. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, not Instagram, on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, let's see if we have any questions here. Joanne Lopez says, do you have a press that does plates? The only heat press we have that can also press plates would be a multifunction heat press. Unfortunately, we don't have any standalone dedicated plate presses. So if you have a multifunction heat press, it will come with the 5 and 6 inch plate inserts to press the center of the plate. And that would be the only one that we carry at this time. Judith says, debating on getting the warranty or not. That's actually a good point. So these heat presses, the Craft Pro, basically any HPN press, which would be M Press, Black Series, Craft Pro, Signature Series, and Signature Pro, you have the option to add an additional 1, 2, or 3 years of warranty onto the machine. Now, all these machines are going to come with a 1-year parts and labor warranty free. That's included in the price of the machine. And so let's say you added 3 years. Those 3 years are going to add on to the first year that you get for free. So you'll actually have a total of 4 years of coverage if you add 3. And what that covers is parts and labor. So if you have a question about the press or you have a machine and it needs to be fixed, we will send you parts. If you want to mail your press back to us, we'll also do the labor. It just gets kind of expensive shipping a heat press. So that's not too popular of an option, but we'll send you the parts. Our tech support team will send you a detailed video on how to replace it. And these machines are designed to be self-serviced. So the way I put it is, if you could build an IKEA couch or dresser, you can fix your heat press, guaranteed. So those are great questions. Baby Bank Clothing says, do I need a printer and a cutter, or can I pick one? That's a great question. That depends on what you want to print. This t-shirt was made, this is a great example of something that you're going to do with heat transfer vinyl. Heat transfer vinyl is great for single color graphics like text. What else do we got laying around here? I'm about to actually press a sublimation sweater, so stay tuned. If you want to do full color graphics with like sublimation and stuff, you may need a printer. Sometimes when you're using printable vinyl, you'll actually use both. You'll use your printer to print the vinyl and your vinyl cutter to cut the graphic out after it's been print. So me, I have both. I have a sublimation printer and a vinyl cutter. Yeah. Okay, moving over to Jason Ferris is saying, can you add extended warranty after you buy a press? You have up to you have within your return window to add it. So you have up to 45 days, not only to return your machine, but up to 45 days to add the extended warranty to that machine. King Montero says, what's the best sublimation startup printer? Sawgrass SG500 with Sublejet ink. 100% by far. I'll put that printer up against anything else on the market. I absolutely love that machine. Dorothy says, can you buy color transfers on the website as well? Yes. I'm going to be demoing in just a few minutes some of these. These are Supacolor transfers. It's super easy. All you got to do is you upload your artwork to the site. Let us know how many you want. The minimum order quantity is 10. Let us know how many you want and what size, place your order, and in a few days, you get a stack of transfers. I'll show you what, you get a stack of transfers. Look at this. This is money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. You get a stack of transfers mailed right to your door from Supacolor. And by the way, I'm going to be giving away Supacolor, basically Super Money, I guess we'd call it. We're giving away to 10 lucky winners today $50 off your next Supacolor order. So if you want to win $50 towards your next Supacolor order, stay tuned because I'm going to be giving that away in just a little bit. I do have a demo to get to, but I want to make sure that I answer your question. So give me just a second here. Ooh, great question, Margie. Margie says on SG500 Sawgrass printer, can you use all color t-shirts? No. Well, if you're pressing straight into the garment, like what I'm about to demonstrate right now, when you press the ink straight into the garment, no. White is preferred. Light colors are an option, but dark colors are a no-go. Now, if you want to use dark colors, or if you want to use cotton garments, you could use a printable vinyl like Easy Subli or SubliFlex 202. In a very short summary, the ink goes, instead of the ink going into the shirt, the ink goes on the vinyl goes on the shirt. That's how you could use your sublimation printer. It's not direct sublimation. Again, instead of the ink going into the shirt, ink goes on the vinyl goes on the shirt. But it is possible with your sublimation printer. Oh, that's a great question. Edith is asking, what kind of transfers are they and what size can you order up to? So Supacolor is a proprietary print product. The closest thing I can compare it to would be DTF, but it's not DTF. It's a little bit different. And these are all examples of different sizes. The biggest they have is an A3, which is 11.7 by 16.5 inches. Now, of course, there's different ones. Like if you're just doing like a small logo, this I think is the 2.5 inch square right here. You have an A4 paper size. This is the closest to a US letter. It's a little bit different. This is 8.3 by 11 point something. Sorry, I don't know the exact measurements, but yeah, it's pretty basic, pretty soft. Look, even for me, again, I'm wearing a XXX t-shirt right now, and this is how big it is. It's pretty good coverage. Again, this is also about what you're printing on a Sawgrass SG500, in case anyone's curious. So yeah, lots of different sizes available. The smallest that they have is their XS. This is good for a sleeve hit. I mean, you could put a logo here if you want to, a chest logo. You can do whatever you want with it, really. But the XS is the smallest they have, and it measures a whopping 1.5 inches squared, 1.5 square inches, or whatever you want to say it. So yeah, all the way from extra small to A3 extra large. These are the sizes available from Supacolor. That's a great question. D says, just tuning in, can you repeat the sales on the heat presses, especially the pink one? Oh, shucks, do I have to? I love talking about this. Okay, so really quick, let me get that, because I do not, we have so many items on sale, there's no way I'm gonna remember them off the top of my head. So the Craft Pro Fit, so this is a 13 by 9. This one has been on sale for a few days now. I don't remember which day it went on sale, but if you're looking at this small one, the 13 by 9, I think that went on sale on Monday. Yes. So this one, this little pink one here is 15% off the regular price, which brings it all the way down to $382.46. That's a beautiful price for a beautiful press. And then we have, if you want the 15 by 15 inch version of this machine, that's also 15% off the regular price. So it's gonna be $485.96. That is a sub $500 heat press, ladies and gentlemen, and it is beautiful. Again, has the slide out drawer. You gotta love it. You got to love it. And if you don't love it, then I'm mad at you. Just kidding. Okay. Carly Walker says, what needs more room and clearance, 15 by 15 or 12 by 15? So the 12 by 15, I actually have one right here. This is gonna actually need more clearance than the 15. I don't have a 15 by 15 on stage here with me, but the 15 by 15 is exactly this wide. It's still 15 inches wide. It's a little bit deeper. The base is gonna be almost exactly the same size. So the 15 by 15 is gonna need a little bit, the bottom plate is gonna slide out towards the front, right? This 12 by 15, you are not only gonna need this much clearance when it opens up, you need an extra this much clearance, and then here in the back, you need an extra this much clearance. So even though it has a smaller pressing area, because it's a swing away, the 12 by 15 does actually require more space on your workbench than a 15 by 15 clamshell with the slide out. So yes, that is a great question. On your paper, Joanne is asking, on your paper, do you have a mark to tell us which side to print on? That depends on the paper, but when it comes to sublimation paper, all of our sublimation paper does have a watermark on the back. I don't think you could see it on camera because it's really bright in here, but it does have a watermark on the back, so you know which side to print on. Great question. Okay, I think we're ready for the demo. Now, really quick, because we are giving away some Supacolor prizes, I do want to demo it. Now, I also want to say this. Right now, you could save 15% on your Supacolor transfers every order. So even if you don't win the $50 off your next Supacolor order today, you can still get 15%, 15% off your next Supacolor order. That sale does end this Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So you have like 2.5 days now to get in on that Supacolor sale. Yeah, let's head on over to the press. I'm gonna show you guys some cool stuff here. So follow me Instagram. I'm gonna take my time. There we go, there we go, yeah. Now, really quick, if you do right now, by the way, this is a 16 by 24 inch Signature Pro heat press. The standard version is on sale right now. And I don't know if I'm spoiling anything. I'm pretty sure this one's gonna be on sale too. Don't quote me on that, because this is the Signature Pro. Anyways, if you do get a 16 by 24, you're gonna wanna get a pressing pad, and I'll tell you why. So you see this sweater, whenever you're pressing, this sweater we press on our 9 o'clock live, by the way. This came out dope. I'm gonna do the exact same thing, but with sublimation right now. So now here's the thing, when you're pressing sweaters, you don't wanna press any of the seams, you don't wanna press the collar. So we want the collar to hang off the edge, but look, I still have these side seams. This press is so big that even when the shirt's like all laid out, I still have these side seams. So what do? You put a pressing pad right here, so not only can the collar hang off, but these side seams are not gonna get pressed because the pad underneath is raising the center. So, now earlier today, and I'm gonna bring it back, we pressed this exact same graphic in Supacolor, and it was super easy. But we actually got a lot of questions like, how does it compare to sublimation? And you know what is a very fortuitous instance is that the sweater that I happen to be using is 50-50. So I get to actually answer a few questions with one demo today. I'm gonna show you how it looks with sublimation. You're gonna get to see how a 50-50 transfer looks, right? And then we're gonna get to compare the two. You can compare sublimation directly with Supacolor. So sublimation is very, very easy. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Sublimation is the softest, most permanent transfer you could possibly get with your heat press, like bar none. Softest, most permanent. The only problem is you're gonna, I forgot to set it back. Really? Oh, probably because I added a sweater on there. So let's go down to 12. There we go. Yeah, sublimation, incredibly soft, incredibly permanent. The only drawback is you have to have it on a white or very light colored polyester garment. Now again, this sweater is 50-50. 50% cotton, 50% polyester. So when we take it out of the press, it's actually gonna look pretty good. When we wash it, and I'll have to show you guys this next week sometime, but when we wash it, that's when you're gonna see some of the colors fade. Again, because the sublimation dye does not bond with cotton, that's why we see some fading after it washes. Whereas the Supacolor, that is gonna stay color fast for like a zillion washes. So. Now because it's sublimation, even though it's an auto open heat press, you saw how I carefully opened the machine. Right, I'm gonna carefully, I don't want my transfer to shift on the surface. I don't know where that gunk came from. That's weird. Anyways, okay, we're gonna rip this off, boom. Get in, loser, we're saving Christmas. So check this out. The colors are bold, the colors are beautiful. This is a 50-50 cotton poly shirt, soft as heck. Now let's compare the two. And I'm gonna try to get these shown really quick here. I'm gonna try to fold these shirts so they could fit. We are short on space today, you guys. We got so much stuff to show you. Okay, so here's one. All right. And I mixed them up, so on camera, you might have a hard time figuring out which one is which. So here's one. There's another. We're gonna just pile those in there. Okay, so check it out. On camera, the colors both look very, very, very good. So you guys, I'm not gonna tell you just yet. You guys go ahead and take a fat guess at which one is sublimation and, go this way? Oh, no. At which one is sublimation and which one is Supacolor. You guys think you know? This is Supacolor, this is sublimation. Now the colors are nearly identical, which is great, which just goes to show the print quality not only of Sawgrass but of Supacolor. Now here's where they're different. This one, as I rub my hand over the image, I can't feel it. This is what we call zero hand, meaning when you rub your hand over it, you cannot tell that anything's there. This one, although it's very thin and very light, as I put my hand over it, I can feel a slightly different texture of the Supacolor. I can feel that it's there. It's not super thick and heavy, so it is what we consider to be a light hand. Now, when I go under, this feels like nothing. It feels like there's nothing on the sweater. When I go under here, there's a little something. It feels, again, it's very light, but it's just enough to where there is a difference. Now here's one difference that we won't be able to show you until next week, is because this is 50% cotton, we're gonna see, after I wash it, it is gonna fade roughly 50%. Whereas I could wash this over and over and over again, and it will stay color fast no matter what. Another difference, I could put this transfer on any color cotton garment. I could put it on a cotton poly, does not matter. For this, it only looks this good because it's on a white sweater. And if I need it to be more permanent, I would have to put it on 100% poly. So there are some garment limitations with sublimation. So yeah, that's the difference between sublimation and Supacolor. Of course, if you guys have more questions, you can pop them into the comments below. I'm getting ready to give some stuff away. Oh, that's a great question. Jacqueline is asking, why do you need the parchment paper instead of the other type of non-stick sheet? And the reason why is parchment paper is disposable. So once I'm done with it, I throw it away. I don't reuse my parchment paper. If any of the sublimation ink stains my parchment, I throw it. I don't care. If some of my sublimation ink stains my non-stick sheet, I have to wipe it off, clean it off, and it just slows me down. It's much easier to just throw away the disposable parchment paper.
I have someone asking on Instagram, what brand are the sweaters?
Great question. These are Jersey's New Blend. They're both size medium. They're both 50% cotton, 50% polyester, and they are white as snow. What size was that print? That's a great question. I don't know. We're pushing the limits of 8.5 by 11 here. Let's see. At max width, these are probably right about 8 inches, and at max height, these are roughly 9 inches. So 8 by 9. I know we fit this on an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet. We trimmed it down for the show, but this you could print on an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet, no problem. So yeah, at their max height, they're about 9 inches roughly, and at their max width, they are roughly 8 inches. Great question. Yazbeth says, I have my love-hate relationship with sublimation. Yeah. Joanne says, Supacolor, do you print it out on a sublimation paper? No. Supacolor is going to be much different than and actually I'll compare two prints right now. So this is a sublimation print. This is sublimation ink on a piece of sublimation paper. It's papery. It even, well, I don't want to tear that one. It's like, you know, it's paper, right? Supacolor is a little bit different. Supacolor is printed on a special film, which is recyclable, by the way. Supacolor is printed on a special film. You cannot, it's not paper. You cannot tear it. It's much different. As you can see, the Supacolor is transparent, so you can have a little bit easier time positioning it because it's see-through. Now with Supacolor, only the ink, well, in both cases, actually, only the ink is transferring onto the garment. So with both sublimation and Supacolor, there's no weeding, there's no cutting. Only the ink transfers onto the garment. But yeah, they are different in that regard, as far as like the paper and like how they're printed. Sublimation is not Supacolor. Supacolor is not sublimation. Even though they're very similar, two completely different processes. Okay, you know, I think we're ready to give some stuff away. So, I have both of my, and if you're watching on Instagram right now, do me and you a favor, head on over to Facebook or YouTube because that's where we're giving these things away. I'm sorry, we don't have a way to, we don't have enough prize. I don't know. This is the first time we've done Instagram, by the way. So we're gonna try to figure some stuff out. We're gonna try to get you guys some prizes. But for now, head on over to Facebook or Instagram, and that's how we're gonna get you guys some cool stuff. So Here's how it's gonna work. We got our overhead cam going, yes. So here's how it works. I have both my comment feeds right here. They're refreshing live, right? You can see there's a little bit more of a lag on my Facebook than on my YouTube. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask you guys a trivia question. The first 5, I'm actually gonna kind of randomly pick them. Basically, I'm gonna let the comments fill up with correct answers. I'm just gonna scroll and swipe and do a little bit of this shenanigans, and I'm just gonna randomly pick 5 people. So it's gonna be very random today. It doesn't matter if you're first or if you're 12th. I'm gonna randomly kind of scroll through and just stop. If it's a correct answer, you're gonna win $50 off of your next Supacolor order. We're doing that giveaway right now. So make sure you're ready. And I have to find out the question that we're asking because I forgot what it was. Okay. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, right, we're not asking a question, duh. Usually we ask a trivia question and we're not doing that today. Okay, here's how you're gonna enter, all right? If you're on Facebook and YouTube, here's how you're gonna enter. Comment the word Supacolor. Go. Comment the word Supacolor. I'm gonna randomly pick 5 people, one from the Facebook, one from the YouTube. I'm gonna randomly pick 5 winners. So I'm gonna give you guys a second. Just comment the word Supacolor. That's it. That's all you gotta do to enter because I am randomly picking. There we go. All the YouTube is on it today. There's like very little lag. Facebook, Zuckerberg, get your stuff together, man, because there's a lag over here. Don't worry. Facebook, you guys still have a chance to win. YouTube, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna give it another few seconds. We're gonna let some more comments load, and then I'm gonna randomly pick 5 winners from each. Okay, we got a ton of entries on YouTube, so YouTube's going first. Let me scroll up, scroll down, scroll here, scroll there, and oh shoot, hold on, that person already won earlier. They already won some stuff. Okay, hold on. And okay, here we go. There we go. Schmoopie. S-C-H-M-O-O-P-I-E. Schmoopie, you're getting $50 off your next Supacolor order. And if I call your name, stay tuned because I'm going to tell you how to claim your prize. You have to claim your prize. Schmoopie, you're winning $50 off your next Supacolor order. There we go. And then let's see, we got Trisha Trenton. You're winning $50 off your next Supacolor order. Trisha Trenton. We got, man, it keeps reloading. Hold on. Stay still. Hold on. We got, geez. Okay, you guys see it, right? It's loading faster than I can stop it. So I'm trying to get it to stop because I can't even read the names. It's loading so fast. Okay, there we go. Jacqueline Lopez, you're winning $50 off your next Supacolor order. I got 2 more left. Scroll down a little bit. Let's get somebody with a fresh comment. Rick A, you're getting there it is. Rick A, you're getting $50 off your next Supacolor order. And let's just go random here. I got 1 more on YouTube to give away. We're gonna Mel Latrell, M-E-L, and then last name Latrell, L-A-T-R-E-L-L. You're winning $50 off your next Supacolor order. Thank you guys on YouTube. If I called your name, send an email to winner@HeatPressNation.com. All right, Facebook, I see all your comments loaded. Let's go. Where are the super, are you guys doing it? There we go. Carly Walker, you're getting $50, and actually on Facebook, I can like your post, right? There we go. Carly Walker, you're getting $50 off your next Supacolor order. Karen Mendoza, you're getting $50. No. Oh, shoot. Where'd it go? Who did I say? Karen Mendoza? $50 off your next Supacolor order. Let's do a little, where are we at? Are we there? There it is. Yazbeth Becker, I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher your name, but you know who you are. Yazbeth, I'm going to like your post. Can I do that? Jeez. Zuckerberg, get it together, bro. All right, I got 2 more. Supacolor. Let me go for a fresh comment. Here we got Karen did I already say Karen Mendoza? Did I already say her? I did. Okay, well, she's commented like 900 times. Good for you, though. You won. Did I already say Evelyn Hay Primus? No, right? Evelyn Hay Primus, you just won $50 off your next Supacolor order. And I think I got one left to go for Facebook. So we got, no, that's not it. We got Dallas DH Town right there. Man, I hate Facebook. Sorry, guys. Not as intuitive as I'd like it to be. All right, if I called your name on Facebook, I actually liked your comment. But if I called your name on YouTube or Facebook, do me a favor, send an email over to winner@HeatPressNation.com to claim your prize. You have 7 days to claim your prize. As much as I'd love to, I can't exactly reach out to everybody right now. So if I called your name, you call your people, call my people. All right. Yeah. So you have 7 days to claim your prize. winner@HeatPressNation.com. I really want to thank everybody for joining in today. By the way, our Black Friday sale is not done. We actually have a lot more stuff coming on Cyber Monday. And as much as I'd love to spoil the surprise, I can't, because then they'll take me out to the back. They're not going to shoot me, but they just might break my legs. And I like my legs. So I'm not going to spoil it. You have to wait around until Monday to find out the very last items that we are adding to this huge sale. It's our biggest sale of the year. You don't want to miss out. If you really want to miss out, text the word HEAT to 20198. That's going to sign you up for text notifications. And it's really easy to sign up. It's really easy to, if it's too much, we'll just turn it off. Very easy. But I would recommend signing up, because in case you forget Monday morning, if you're still in a turkey coma, you'll get a text notification to let you know, like, hey, the last items are on sale right now. I think that's gonna do it for me, right? Do we got anything else? If you guys want to sponsor my coffee fund, my Venmo, just kidding. No, they keep us well caffeinated here. Alrighty, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Once again, my name is Jared. This has been Heat Press Nation Live, and I hope you guys have a very, very awesome holiday weekend. I'll see you around.